Hey, welcome to the Chronicle YouTube channel. And we just meet extraordinary people. And whenever I meet someone extraordinary doing some extraordinary things, I like to get them on here, man. I like to talk to you and let people know who you are. Tonya Sheffeild, how you doing, gorgeous? Sheffeild. Tonya Sheffeild.
He's on punishment.
Yeah, I'm on punishment. And you know, here's the thing. Tonya is a graduate from the Carolina School of the Arts.
Yes,
and you graduated in doing film.
Yes.
So you had to. She was like, "Busta, let me show you how to do X, Y, Z." So, and I love it because this is new for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to sitting in a radio studio, and you come to me. That's it. I'm not used to the film thing. And man, you schooling me. I appreciate that.
Well, you know, I don't mind doing that. I like to empower people.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
Yeah. And you have something called the Dream School.
Yes.
And you're doing just that. You podcast, coding, what else?
Digital video.
And digital video,
yes.
Which this is.
Exactly.
What made you come up with the Dream School, Tonya?
First I got into Winston-Salem State. When I was in Winston-Salem State, I fell in love with videotaping things, you know, and then I found out after I graduated that there was this film community here, and I didn't know about it, and that we had a film school here at that. I didn't want to go to film school, but I wanted to get into the film business, and so I started working in commercials. And I realized that I was always like the only black person, you know, or it was me and this other black guy,
right.
You know, that was behind the scenes. And I was like, wow, how did these guys find out about it and we don't know about it? So I wanted to share this knowledge with young people in this community.
Right.
And so initially I did something, and I didn't mention this earlier, but I did a cat TV show called Scenario, which was students creating entertainment, news, art, radio, and realizing interesting options, something to that matter. Well, it's been a while, but anyway, the bottom line was that I wanted to introduce them to filming,
right.
And we just did one season, but and I just kept trying to figure out ways to get this thing off the ground, and somehow I just came up with the idea. I met a young man, a young lawyer from Wake Forest University, Ben Decker, and he helped me to get my nonprofit status together, and that was in 2009, and you know, life happens, and fast forward to 2015 is when we did our pilot. We were testing our software. I had acquired a curriculum coordinator who had over 45 years of experience in New York. Exactly.
You need that.
So, you know, I guess all that time was me getting the right team together to make the Dream School what it is today. So first it was my mentor, Steve Jones. He was one of my mentors from film school. I went to the School of the Arts Film School, graduated from there. After I worked in film, I said, you know what? I need to get a degree. So that's what I did. And I learned film production from development to exhibition, and I wanted to share all this knowledge with young people.
Right.
So, you know, that was the base of my team with Steve Jones and Bernice Grant. She's a phenomenal woman.
Right.
Not only is she a curriculum developer, she is a computer programmer. So she developed our software as well.
So God just ordered all of your steps.
Oh, yes.
Put all the right people in place. That's fantastic.
And he's still doing it.
Right. So at the Dream School, what do the kids learn?
So the kids, we use podcasting as a tool along with the digital video and coding. So in the podcast workshop, the introduction is a writing program.
Right.
So kids will go through a series of lessons to learn what a podcast is, the different types, and then they'll they have an example of a template that they can input of a script. So they know and understand how to do an introduction. This is where you put your music, the type you choose your music that you're going to use. And that is their template, and then they will write a script in Word. And so they don't realize that in writing the script, you know, the introduction has a thesis, and then you got these bodies, you know, these paragraphs. So this is something they're going to use in the classroom because they're going to have to write reports, you know, essays, or even these
and the research. I teach a podcast. Well, I teach a radio class, which we have a podcast. So these are some great skills that they're going to have to learn, and they do topics and stuff. Right.
The thing is, we get them to write about things that they're passionate about.
Right.
So then they are like, well, it's not writing because we're writing about stuff that we want to write about.
Right.
And so they finish their scripts quickly because they know how to Google it to research any information that,
Yeah.
and then they'll get all the information, and they love using, because the school system use Google Docs, and this is what they do, so they'll have access to their work at all times. These kids were so bright. So they learn a lot, but we use podcasting, digital video, and coding, like I said, as tools. The goal is to make them better readers, researchers, writers, better students overall.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't
It does help a lot.
Exactly.
It does help a lot. One of the things I work with is teaching the kids how to edit a story. And because that's important, because it helps them with editing, their the tests that they have to do and the research they have to do in their school as well. We need to partner on this thing.
And we are.
Yeah. We need to partner on this because we're doing the same thing. I think if we come together, it'd be even bigger. Tell us about the coding.
So the coding, Vernice.
That is awesome that you're doing that.
So we're doing an introduction this summer. She's already designed the software where kids will go through doing basic coding, learning how to make, and they're going to make a vehicle move.
Wow.
Possibly go through a maze, or she's even got one for where they, there's an arm and they can pick up stuff with. So the goal is in the future, I see the Dream School as having podcasters, digital video, we call them stream. This the podcaster team, the stream team, the computer science team, and the computer science team. These kids are going to create apps, video games, because the goal is for them to just get their hands in there and see what they can create, because they're already using this stuff right here.
Yeah.
They play on
Make it work for you.
Hello, why not make money?
Exactly.
We want to show, we empower, inspire, and motivate young people to dream outside the box.
That's right.
That's what we do.
That's why you call it the Dream School.
Hello.
And I tell you, man, a lot of people, young people in college, they're like, hey, Busta, how do I get in the radio? I'm like, dude, podcasting is the new way to go, because radio is so limited and it's corporate ran. I'm not knocking it because I've done it for a while and it's been good to me, but it's not the way to go if you want to matter, if you want to get a story out, if you want to interview people like yourself. That's where radio is missing, that community connection.
Well,
and
that's where
podcasting comes in, and it's going to be strong.
Exactly.
And that's the way to go.
With the internet, period. And just these things here.
That's right.
You don't need any radio station or any studio in LA, Hollywood, whatever, giving you permission to do anything.
No.
You don't even have to go through a record label to get your music out.
No.
So with that power, that knowledge, there is no limit.
Yeah.
So I forgot to
look
mention,
at Chance the Rapper.
Exactly.
All self-made.
You don't
using that social media. Yeah.
Using the technology, digital technology. But I forgot to mention that we enlist college interns. We train them to train the high school and middle school students.
Okay.
So we had a phenomenal group of interns. We had 2 from Winston-Salem State, 1 from UNCG, another from the School of Arts, Film School, and our lead coach he has his own business. He's a graduate from Winston-Salem State. So these guys love what we do, and they brought that love to the workshop, and the young people that were in it felt that. And so, another thing that kids get out of this, they get knowledge. They gain valuable knowledge that 1, they have a voice. 2, their voice matters, and that voice can influence or motivate someone to do something. And and with that knowledge, it makes them feel like they stick their chest out like, I am somebody, I am important, and damn it, I matter.
That's right. That's right.
So, and this past Saturday, we had a finale. For anyone who wants to check it out, go to Dream School, The Dream School on Facebook, and we have a live video. Some technical issues, don't hate us on that. Now we know.
That's okay.
Okay, we understand that, but but the point is that once you listen to what these young people have to say, I mean, it was so amazing. It ranged from someone teaching you how to start a in-home studio for under $300. Someone talking about they reviewing.
And these are young people.
Yeah, these are high school students.
Wow.
One kid, he was, oh my gosh, he was so powerful. He talked about mental illness because it was something he dealt with. And he broke it down, the different types of medications, how he felt. He tried, I didn't even know this, and in reading his script, I realized, oh my gosh, this guy tried to kill himself. But he found a purpose.
And shared that.
He shared that because he said he wanted to influence somebody or make a difference in somebody's life.
Right.
Because he knew that he was not by himself.
And you're giving him a platform.
Exactly.
To do that. That's awesome.
So his mother told me afterwards that she cried through the entire time he was doing it because her child has never done anything
like that.
Other than going to school. He was never involved in any type of activity, but he loved coming. He came every day that we were there, and she could see the difference in him. And so she was so blown away. She was so moved. She said she's got to share it with his therapist because she was like, this is therapy for myself.
That is therapy.
Exactly.
That is therapy.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
when you help kids find who they are and allow them to express that, that's the best therapy. Tell me about the digital part.
Well, digital is anything on this computer.
Right.
So kids already have smartphones, tablets, and computers. They don't need any type of instructions. If anything, they're trying to show you something.
Right.
This is how you do it faster, So we get them where they're at. We show them how this technology can take them outside of their four walls,
right.
their community.
Right.
Because we understand that a major issue with young people today is everybody's got some kind of issues.
Right.
A lot of kids have been bullied. We had a kid that did one on bullying, and he talked about bullying. And when he first came to us, majority of the kids were sort of, they say not say this, but these kids knew that they were introverts. They said it openly. I'm used to doing my own little thing in my own little world. I just wanted to do something to get outside of my comfort zone. So they came in wanting to be pushed to do something more than what they've been doing. And so this young man, he did his on bullying because when he was up to middle school, he had been bullying, and he lost 2 friends because they lost the courage and they took their lives. Wow. So it affected him in such a way. But he shared his story with us, and during the finale, here's a guy that wouldn't even like to look at you when he's talking, but when he was on the stage and they introduced him, I asked the question, tell us what your podcast was and why you did it. He grabbed that mic, he was on the end. He came to the middle of the stage and he said, my name is Cam Lou, and I did mine on bullying because people bullied me. He stood up and spoke, and it's like, that's what one of the teachers who came, she helped us to choose the students that participated in Yakking. And she said she noticed that they were more enthusiastic in school, and their confidence had built, and she could see that in them. So when you're working with us doing what we do, we change lives.
Yeah, you are.
We show them that just because you're here doesn't mean you have to stay here.
This is not all you're going to have to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here are some tools to help you to get out of this funk, to get out of this situation.
Express yourself.
Exactly. And you can make money doing this.
That's big. What are the ages?
The ages are 12 to 18.
12 to 18. Do you target a certain type of kid?
Initially our goal was to be in our communities because our kids are failing forward. They need it more so than anyone.
Right.
The hardest thing for the Dream School is finding funding in the communities that need it the most.
Right.
So in the near future, the Dream School is doing a fundraiser so that we can make it accessible to those who may not have the funds, to pay our fees, the total fee. So we offer scholarships, and we want to engage the community, not just the families, but small businesses to support these kids in the community, because if you don't, it's going to hurt you in the end, because we don't need any more kids on the streets. We need kids empowered.
That's right.
through education. And our vision is to eliminate poverty through education. Right. And this is education.
And eliminate hopelessness. And giving them something that they're excited about. And that helps them want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. And I notice it when I do the podcast that I do. They get excited and they want to learn more. Because they walk away from what they're learning in their class. And I'm like, hey, take this excitement to your next class. Take this discipline to your next class. Take this research to your next class. It's one of the things, and I'm sure you do as well, is that they cannot do a topic without at least 3 facts. You got to have research, facts, because you never want to mislead your audience. You don't want them to mistrust you, or distrust you. And so it's just a fantastic thing you're doing. I can't wait to work with you. I can't wait for more people to know about what you're doing to support it. At the end of all of this, Tonya, what do the kids walk away? What do you want them to walk away with?
Well, I want them to believe in themselves.
Right.
I told you, we want them to feel empowered,
Okay.
inspired, and motivate them to want more, do more, and to get out of whatever their situation is. Because it's, every one of us we go through things.
Mm-hmm.
They're called moments. They're not forever.
Right.
So no one understand that you may be somewhere right now where you're going through a moment. It will end. You will grow from it. Whether you get it now or you get it later. Eventually, you will grow from it.
Right.
Because it will beat you on your head until you get it. And that's what we need to understand.
So your ultimate goal is what with these young people?
To empower them.
To create the next future millionaire podcaster, the next Oprah podcaster,
the next Steve Jobs, the next Oprah,
gotcha.
the next whatever you want to be.
And being that you did film, the next behind the scene guy, girl. Right.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Let me tell you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I think we have one. We have a young lady. If you go to Facebook Live, there's a young lady, Madison Triplet. This young lady wrote a short story. That's what her podcast is. She did like a Wes Craven. She loves horror.
Wow.
So she has this really phenomenal podcast about creepy crawlers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so you have to listen to it.
Right.
And so we were so inspired with her story. We're talking to her about actually filming that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Wow.
So, yes.
Tonya, you're doing some fantastic things. Dream School.
Yes.
They're learning podcasting. They're learning coding and how to take advantage of this digital era, which a lot of our kids waste 10 to 12 hours a day just wasting time looking at what they could be making money with.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should inspire them. If they're doing it if you're watching a bunch of YouTubers do some things, just know and understand that you can too.
You can do it too, and that's what you know how they say make your money work for you? You're helping people, and myself, helping them make this social media work for them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Keep doing the good work.
You do the same.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you, Tonya.
Thank you.